Hiya, my name's Ken Truman. Welcome to another DCAC Derbyshire County Angling Club video. Today we're going to be tying a Red Arsed Snatcher. So that's the fly you see in the vise. Popular fly, or made popular by Steve Newsom on Lady Bower. I've caught on the Derbyshire County Angling Club lakes with this fly, and also with the green version, where the back end of the boat is green instead of red. Anyway, let's get started. The hook is a Hayabusa 387 size 10 wet fly hook, and I don't like offset hooks, so I always straighten them, and I've also debarbed it. No barb on it. So the first thing we need to do is wrap on the butt. Thread is Semperfly 12-0 in black. We'll just start the thread at the eye. Just make a small adjustment to the bobbin holder. Tear off or break off the thread. We're just going to form the butt on this piece here. The butt is red. This is the sparkly one, medium size. Use a large size. Don't use small size. You'll be wrapping forever. I'll just start that. Now we need to come down in reasonably tight turns, because we need a reasonably flat surface to wrap the tinsel on. I'll come down so when I think that the thread is being wrapped horizontally, I'll stop. Don't go any further than that. It's not written in stone, but I'm going to snip off the excess tinsel. And I'm just going to bring the thread back up to the eye, just to keep it out of the way really. Just wrap this in tight turns. It's a two-stage fly, this. Well, I make it two-stage because it makes it a lot stronger. Ooh, don't do that. That just wastes your time. Just let go of tinsel then. So I'm going to wrap this, and then I'm going to coat it with UV. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just doing this to unwind the thread to where you started. Snip the thread off. Whip finish. So normally I'd be tying maybe half a dozen of these. So I'll do this to all of them before I started on the actual fly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put UV on there and cure it, and then leave it, and put a bit of varnish on and leave it again. But we've done a Blue Peter job. We've got one here that's already been treated. I like the UV and the tinsel. You can do it with floss, but this makes a lot stronger job, and if the fish is going to rip anything, it'll rip that at back. If you don't treat it, you'll catch 1 or 2 fish on it. So we're going to start tying the fly. Start behind the eye. As I said, it doesn't matter if you go too far when you put the tinsel on, because you can always go back over it, same as I'm doing now. That's about right. The rib is oval silver tinsel, size 14. That's a few wraps. The dubbing, you can use what you like. You use seal's fur. I use this is trout stroker, Sandy Ellis, and this is a special that we made for Adrian, one of my friends. Peat black. It's got a few bits of colour mixed into it, which I think looks better than just normal black. So we'll use this. It's not. You can use what you like. With tying the green butt one, I would probably tie it with green dubbing. So I'll just dub a bit of that on. Fairly thick, so the tinsel's going to sink into it. The body hackle, this is a whiting pro grade, which I actually had one spare, so I dropped it into a tub of dark olive dye just to see what would happen, and this is the result. I'm gonna pick one out. Depth wise, fairly long, but not too long. Probably just over at barb width, that. I don't need anywhere near all of it, so I'm just going to trim it. Rubbish. Make a good job of tying that in, because the last thing you want is for it to come out. You need probably at the head nearly just under 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to use the dubbing, the hackle pliers. Keep my fingers out of the way. I need possibly 2 or 3 turns of the head, then just come down the body in open turns. Grab the rib, needs to be on this side, and trap the hackle. Nice even turns if you can, looks a lot better. Pull the as many fibres back as you can, and just tie that off. Just trim that. Break off the hackle that's sticking out of the end. just stroke back as many fibres as you can get back, tidy the head up. I tie my, the cheeks are jungle cock. You can use biots if you want. This is what I use. They're all split, so pick one that's split in centre if you can. If you can't get them to join together, they're bits. Put a bit of varnish on and let them to go dry. That's what I'm going to use on this one. This is an old jungle cock that I've no further use for on buzzers and that, because everything's too big. So that's what I use. That's a nice one, that's not been opened yet. For buzzers I'd use the smaller ones at this end, these ones. That's a nice one, there's not many splits in that one. There's another one. You see there's a lot of white in that one. It's alright, there's not wrong with that. And a few splits at the other end. You can see the splits on top here. So I could use them for buzzers because they're quite small. So anyway, so I'm going to use, this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to strip back the fibres that I can. And I need it quite long actually. Well, they're only representations of cheeks, so I'll leave them quite long. Carefully snip that. I can tidy up again. Now normally I'm going to put the head hackle in. When I say I'm leaving them quite long, I mean I'm leaving them quite long on the body. Because when I put this head hackle in, if you leave them short, you'll not be able to see them properly. Whether it makes any difference to fish or not, I don't know. The head hackle is a Greenwells that I'm using. You can use any colour you like. This is a white in 4B Greenwells N. Lovely hackle. Good value for money, about just over 20 quid I think. So that's the sort of size I want to use. Quite long. I'll stripped off the long fibre bits. I'm going to tie it in, as is my norm. By the tip. Couple of turns, fold it back. And snip off the spare hackle if you want to. I'll use the hackle pliers. Try to keep my fingers out of the way. Just grab it with hackle pliers. Be careful. Tips very fold the fibres back as you're winding. In terms of that, that's 3. Try and fold everything back. As you come over, just bend that to that in forward, just to get rid of them. Then fold everything back. A bit of wax would help you if you're struggling to hold that. The further you go back, the more the hackle will go back. That's enough. Whip finish. Snip off the thread. Snip off the spare hackle carefully. Don't like that one, it's stuck out. Just a varnish. Drop that on the floor. So pick that up before white comes with over. That's it, that's fly finished. Make sure the head's tidy and clean. Fly finished. Red Arsed Snatcher. Good fly at Lady Bower, but we've caught on the club lakes with this fly. So when you've got a spare minute at Christmas and you're fed up with drinking and eating, maybe you could have a try at it. Let me know how you go on. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you will, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.